Hello, and welcome to Three Things. Our guest is the first professional baseball player to appear on Three Things, and he is also the only professional baseball player to chop it up with us for 3+ hours on the 108 podcast. He's thrown baseballs for the Baltimore Orioles, Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Oakland Athletics. The only person I know that's been mocked by Zach Greinke and made more money than Scottie Pippen did with the Bulls. He has his own Wikipedia page, and he's my wife's cousin. Welcome, TJ McFarland.
Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for having me. So does spring training count that I've thrown pitches for the Oakland Athletics? So that I'm in the books for the A's? Okay.
That's all we have now. We only have spring training. So
Right.
it counts.
You have a uniform, right? They gave you a uniform.
I got a number, I got a uniform, so I'm good. That's official.
Did they send you? Did you get some like fresh shoes and everything? Like y'all?
All white, everything. Yeah, I had an extra pair of white cleats that I thought I'd never used my whole career, and sure enough, I brought them out for spring training. So
That's awesome. So first things first. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Do you think we are going to be playing baseball? Do you think you're going to be playing baseball this year, and will we get to watch you?
I think we will play.
Okay.
This isn't like any insight into the inner circle here. It's just my opinion. I think we're going to somehow make it work. I think we have, like, as a nation and as a world right now, we've had a lot of strides in order getting the infection rate down and trying to figure out the testing and all that. Honestly, I think we're going to be able to play. I think there will be enough testing for players to be able to be tested every few days or every week. And we'll be quarantined, but we'll be playing baseball with no fans. But there'll be live games, 3 or 4 a day, I would assume.
So what kind of advantage do you have as a player who's played in a game or has been at a game with no fans? What do you know that other people don't know?
Oh, it is really bad. It's really bad. So spring training is kind of like halfway in between, right? So there's still fans there. You still get a little bit of adrenaline, but you kind of know that it's not real. The fans aren't really into it that much, so the crowds aren't that loud. But with no crowds, it's literally like we're playing on a backfield game in the minor leagues in extended spring when I was back down in Winter Haven, Florida. Like, it doesn't feel like baseball at all.
So you're looking forward to it, is what I'm hearing.
Right.
Listen, if it means we're playing professional baseball season-wise, I'm in. It doesn't matter, but it's not great. It's not glorious. Have you guys seen the videos? Have you guys seen the videos of, like, I think the Korean League? There was an inside the park home run, and the announcer was like trying to get, it all hyped up, but there was no cheering whatsoever.
Well, they've developed like fake fans, right? They have like they put like little, almost like placards up there of fans. Now make it look like there is someone there.
Yeah. The cardboard cutouts in the
yeah, exactly.
That'd be awesome.
So,
CGI a whole crowd in there for the game. Like I'm in for that.
Or like on the PA system, have like just crowd noise, so then you kind of feel like the roaring of the crowd.
Yeah, it's like a laugh track in a sitcom, right? Yeah, I mean, that's what you throw that in there, right?
Yeah, it would work.
Well, so that's good. Let's hope that it happens, and we hope that you get out of your house, your new mansion that you just bought in the suburbs, before your wife kills you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because she's probably ready to get rid of you, right?
Yeah, she's ready to get rid of me. This is definitely. I don't think we've ever spent this much time together from mid-March to the end of April. This is the most we spend time together this portion of the year. Usually I'm gone. Usually it's the beginning of the season. She's trying to figure things out. It's like it's actually been really nice, to be honest.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's thing one. Thing two is you give us a question and we discuss it.
Okay. Well, I got first question just to get it rolling here. Are any of you guys actually wearing pants right now or no?
No.
I'm actually wearing jeans. Because I left the house today, so I have jeans on right now. But I have.
I'm going to be honest. For the fans out there, I am legit wearing the same pants that passing on me about when I had the reverse camel toe, and he killed me on Twitter. I'm like, no, I'll stand up so you can kind of see. There are these gray.
No, I can't see him.
You shouldn't move. You squeeze up too much.
TJ, these are
Sorry.
these are like long sock pants. Basically, there's no give to them. They're not big. They're not sweatpants. They're just very tight lounge pants.
I don't think they're supposed to be worn by themselves. I feel like they're like for underneath your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
No. They're
men. I don't think they're supposed to be worn by men.
Hey,
this is a
wear them underneath your jeans or like your snowsuit. Like they're like long johns, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
No,
they're like long johns.
I use them for that as well, but then I also just wear them as house pants, and they're totally fine. Now, my wife doesn't want me to leave the house in them because obviously you can see certain things, and she doesn't feel it's appropriate for me to be out like that. But I can drive around in the car like that, okay? I think.
No. No, I'm wearing pants. I got some nice little sweatpants from the Walmart. They're nice. They're really nice.
What? So, question number 2 is, with quarantine going on, alcohol intake, I would assume, has gone up quite a bit. What's the drink of choice these last couple of weeks? What have you guys gotten into?
So
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Or do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
I have just been like pounding domestic beer. That seems to be my go-to. Last week it was 312. I drank a shitload of 312. Then I made it out to the Bennies. I bought 2 30 racks of High Life because I'm like, you know what? I'm doing these Zoom calls. We had one with the family. We're doing these every week. It was with some friends on Friday, and I drank, I think, 12 beers in 4 hours, on this last Zoom call that I did. And I'm like, listen, I can't handle a high, nice, really good beer. I can't do it because I'll get way fucked up, and then I got a dad the next day. I can't do that. So I had to go to the domestics. So I'm with the domestics right now. It's between the High Life and the White Sox Golden Ale from Goose Island, which is fantastic.
So we both me and Cornsey were like, we've got all kinds of booze in the house. Like we have a full bar of booze. And I had just a little bit of beer. This is the beer that I have right now is the first beer that I've bought since the quarantine started. We've just been drinking through everything that we already had.
Yeah.
So I'm usually just like a bourbon or rye guy. That's mainly what I drink. So I had 3 bottles of rye. I'm down to like barely any in the last bottle. So I just started drinking all the other stuff I have. So I've gone through right now. Let me look around. I know I knocked out I had some like Cuervo 1800 for like years. I got rid of most of that. That's almost.
Oh, you're going all over the place.
I drink a bottle of Sailor Jerry. That's gone. I'm looking over at my liquor cabinet to see if I actually missed. I drank a bottle of Genever that I brought back from Amsterdam. So that's done as of the other day. I finished off some little bottles of like scotch and rum and some other things. So I've kind of plowed through most of it. I got a little tequila left. That'll probably be like next on the list.
Yeah.
And I'm getting close to where I'm going to have to go. I'm also almost done with one of my bottles of Malort.
I was going to ask you if you've done the Malort yet.
Yeah. So that's a big drink with work people. And we had a guy who was, he's moving out to San Francisco, which is crazy. He's moving right now during all this. It was his last day, so we had to like all get online and have a drink for his last day. And like half of the people had Malort, and we were all just drinking straight from the bottle because every person that had it was like, there's no way my significant other is ever going to drink out of this bottle. So I'm just going to drink straight out of the bottle.
Yeah, you're fine.
I have to admit, I'm a little different than these guys. What I've been sort of hitting immediately during the pandemic, the shelter in place. I have a wine cellar, and it's predominantly filled with California Zins. So I have like Turley and Ridge and Carlisle, and I have been decimating all my reserves of all that shit. And in fact, it got so desperate to the point, like I had another Turley shipment coming, and I was so grateful to get it. And now when I see it there, I'm just like, I'm not going to touch you right now. I mean, I need to keep my fucking hands off of you. I can't molest you right now. And so I've been drinking a little more White Claw. The boys and I, we have a rep who's giving us some White Claw for us and for the wives to do some videos and like tout the White Claw a little bit. We're kind of running out of the White Claw because I had to dip into that and serve it. You know,
Ain't no laws. Ain't no laws when you're drinking a Claws.
That does remind me. I drank all of my red wine, and I started drinking lime White Claws with Sailor Jerry rum. Those are good.
Oh, whoa.
Try those. They're good.
I gotta try that.
How about you, TJ?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I haven't drank beer this whole time. So I've been kind of doing just going through the cabinets, trying to get everything, drank up. And then I've been big on whiskey and bourbon right now.
Nice.
So I had some I finished up some Knob Creek, finished up some Woodford Reserve, and now I'm on Scotch. Apparently I got some Johnny Walker Black in there, so I'm now
Nice.
So, hey, now, are you working out too, like every day and trying to keep in that? Because that's got to be the hardest thing. Like, you were on a program.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're on a lockdown. And so, I mean, what are you flipping, tractor tires in the backyard and smashing things with, sledgehammers? What are you doing?
So I had recently moved into a new house. So
Right.
the weight room,
bought a new mansion.
right. The basement weight room is not up and running yet. So I don't have any equipment. So everything I'm doing right now is outside body weight. I was fortunate enough to find another guy that lives by me in Downers Grove, and me and him have been playing catch every day.
That's awesome.
So we've been able to go outside. There's a football turf field that we can go run sprints and like do everything we need to do. But basically, it's a makeshift body weight workout. A lot of running, a lot of cardio.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely throwing every day. So my shoulder's in shape, and I've actually been able to throw some flat grounds and some pens. But, I mean, really, right now, the hardest part is the mentality of it, right? So somehow being able to flirt with that line of, all right, I don't want to be full throttle right now, but then again, I don't want to completely turn it off because we could get a notice in 2 weeks that we're going to be playing. So it's kind of like flirting in between those two lines.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How's Zach Birdie doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I thought he was out there. I thought he was in Downers. I'm sorry.
I know it's not him. It's Nick Lau, but is he really out in Downers?
I don't know. I just know that everybody knows him. Like, he's somewhere out in the burbs.
So I was
got
actually
to be out there somewhere too, right?
Yeah, in spring training, my dad knows his old coach, I believe, and we were all supposed to have dinner together. Birdie, myself, his old coach, and actually my old coach, Coach Pappas, was out there too. So it would have been like all four of us. And for some reason, or five of us, and for some reason, it didn't happen. But I was actually looking forward to meeting him.
Oh, see, fuck.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is done soon. You guys get to go out to dinner with your old coaches. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, it will. It always is. Reminiscing on old times for sure.
All right, so here's your thing three, right? That's where we're at? Yep. So as we've been seeing the news that came out, and they kind of backpedaled a little bit today. The minor league baseball association said that they have not made any decisions yet, but it looks like they're going to lose 40+ teams. And you're a player that came up in the minors. You didn't play in college. You went right through the system. Could you name something negative for this move, and then something maybe positive that will happen with there's 40 less teams?
Well, I mean, right off the bat, negative-wise, I mean, if you're losing 40 teams, that's 1,200 guys right there that you're getting rid of the farm system, right? So that's 1,200 players that are not going to see their dream of becoming a professional baseball player. Right. But on the flip side of that means there's all those guys that could potentially go play independent ball, which, I mean, obviously with everything that's going on right now, that's not really a choice or an option. But if all things being the same, independent ball could actually see a boom of talent and players wanting to play, and there could actually be some money in that. And instead of getting paid, $300-400 a week in the minor leagues, you might actually get some decent pay in the independent ball. Because I think a lot of those teams actually make decent amount of money, something that you could actually live off of. But there's pros and cons to it. I mean, I could totally understand if they're doing it only financially, then I think it's wrong. But if they're doing it because they think that they can give the players that they have, if they subtract those players, then they can focus more on the players that they have, pay them more money, have better accommodations, re-pump that money that they're saving back into their farm system, then it could be a good idea.
I'll tell you who's not up for that idea, and that's Adam Eaton, because he hates all those guys, and they need to eat slop, they need to eat ramen, and they got to sleep on air mattresses. They cannot pump any money into their facilities. They don't need air conditioning. You guys don't need beds. You don't need none of that shit, okay?
It's unbelievable that he said that. It's unbelievable that he said that.
Like, he's got to be really hated by a lot of people that don't even know who or that he doesn't even know.
But, why are you so salty about it? Just listen. We all grinded through the minor leagues. It sucks. If there was a way for it to be better, I think why not give him a chance for it to be better? The wages haven't increased in 30 years. You should probably increase that.
TJ, if you could have supersized your meal at McDonald's rather than just had the dollar menus, would you have had any less desire to throw a baseball?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, if I was getting paid another, I don't know, $400 a month, it's not like I'd be like, this is actually a pretty good living. I'm going to stay right here in Hyatt.
I'm done. Beef Love, what do you think about losing 40 teams in the minor leagues?
You know what? I one idea came to mind when TJ mentioned the independent leagues, and one idea came to my mind is okay, well, they're going to cut down the affiliate leagues, and now there's an opportunity for something else to happen here. And so it got me thinking. I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Cheers, and Ted Danson's character, he got a job at this company only because they wanted him to be on the softball team because he was a former pro and he was going to kick ass and be a ringer. I see a real big opportunity for corporations to bring in the young would-be ball players, give them a job, a entry-level job doing something, and whatever they want to do, sort of their career path, and then at night they play ball, and they could have their own little stadiums in the suburbs and shit. I bet you'd get a decent crowd for something like that, and it would sort of be UPS against Boeing or whatever the fuck, companies against each other. But you would have legit guys who can play, and they would be part of these teams. And so you could do almost a corporate version of this where, okay, they got a career going, and then they can kind of decide they want to, if the baseball thing goes good or whatever. I just see there's probably going to be some weird opportunity here for someone to come in and say, okay, let's make a league or let's create something, and it could be super valuable to those players that end up in it. So as terrible as it sounds, chopping out so many teams and so many opportunities for people, effectively you're chopping out sort of the end of the draft. Players do come from that area of the draft. It's not everyone's a first round pick. So someone is going to pick this up and is going to create some opportunities. It might even be better than sort of the lower end affiliate teams.
Well, so I think what's going to be interesting is, so there's you're going to lose 1,000 to 1,200 players, right? That's kind of the range of players you lose. What's going to be interesting is where you lose them from, right? Who are those players that you lose? Because different things could happen based on that, right? For example, the independent league thing. If you're taking all the guys who are just kind of lifetime AAA guys, the independent league is going to get stocked with those guys if that's who's getting pushed out, right? And teams are going to pick from those guys to say, I need a guy for a couple weeks. I'm just going to go sign this guy from the independent league instead of having them rostered with them. But the other side of that could be if you take it out of the lowest levels and you say, we're going to remove this, it could change the way that NCAA baseball is. Because if a lot more guys decide, I'm just going to go to college because I can get a full ride at college, I could get my degree, and there's a lot more uncertainty going into the league at 17, they might change the way the college baseball looks. I have a feeling that's not going to be the way it goes. Like, I don't see that. Like, I see that the teams wanting those guys, those young guys with the upside. I think it's going to be the guys that are older veterans, because I think they'll still have access to them just in a different way. But one of those groups is going to shift. And so it's either going to be the independent leagues or the colleges that really look different after this happens. I mean, it's 1,000 people. 1,000 people makes
a lot of players. And honestly, I think this might be the first step to them potentially trying to knock off a few rounds of the draft, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
And then it'll be an easy transition. So right now there's 40 rounds, I believe. So if they might try to knock off 15 to 20 rounds of that. And I mean, that's a lot of players. I'm not for it. I'm just saying, like, potentially what would end up happening is all that money and all the players that don't sign will go back to college, or maybe the high school picks that were going to get drafted lower. All right, yeah, I'll go to college. And then, I don't know, I feel like there might be more money to actually pay minor league players because there's less of them, I would imagine. But I don't know.
That would be great if that's one of the outcomes, is that the money shifts over so that the players in the minors are earning a reasonable living. I mean, like, it's ridiculous to me that people that you're eventually going to on for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, you're treating them like long-term interns. I mean, like, this, I could remember being 18, 19 and taking my accounting internship. I wouldn't have taken the money that the minor leaguers have to settle for. It's fucking terrible.
You know what they're in danger of doing this? All these moves, they're in danger of colleges outbidding them for players. Like, if colleges start paying players, like Alabama is not going to have a problem paying a player, or LSU is not going to have a problem paying a player more than a minor league baseball team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And saying, like, plus you get a free ride here. Like, they can easily do that. All those SEC teams would have.
Hey, you start seeing John Calipari showing up on the recruiting trips. You know what's going on there.
I mean, they could make paying above the board, right? I mean, like, and give them salaries, and, like, it's the one sport where they could outspend the teams.
Yeah, it's true.
I would feel as a college or as a good athlete, the like going to a college campus with, like, numerous amounts of women would be, like, much higher on the list than going to St. Paul, Minnesota, where there's probably, like, 7 old ladies that maybe want to take you out back and just, like, do dirty things to your butthole. Like, I'm just saying.
My sex summer just depends on what you like.
That was too specific.
Is
I'm
this
just thinking about what the old ladies are
Huntington Beach
into.
story or no? Is this a Huntington Beach story or no? I'm just asking.
No. So, hey, as most people know or don't know, I'm from Sterling, Illinois, which is very close to Iowa. And Clinton, Iowa is like 30 minutes away from us. And there is a team, the Clinton Lumber Kings. Actually, John Danks pitched for the Clinton Lumber Kings. And I feel like they would probably be a team that would be on the cusp of, like, probably getting cut out of this. Yeah. And that would be a negative thing, because you're in, like, Nowheresville, and it's something to get people excited, about. It's a cheap night out. It's an exposure to baseball. It might spark something in a young kid other than his T-ball or T-ball coach or whatever, like going out and seeing those games. I remember as a kid wanting so badly just to get a broken bat or ball or whatever, and these guys would throw them to you. They had no, it's Midwest League, whatever. But it was fun. We also went when Keystop Troy and Corey Patterson were playing for the Lugnuts, and went up to watch it. Got totally annihilated for probably $15, and cussed out Larry the Lumber King, which is their mascot, and we're yelling at him and drinking 15-cent drafts. So I mean, there's a lot of good things in the minors in that respect. And one of that's a negative. Another negative is the promotion side. You're not going to get the fun promotions like the bobble boobs that
Yep.
the St. Paul Saints gave out one year. You're not going to get the crazy, decapitated Dale Earnhardt bobblehead that the Kannapolis Cannonballers have come up with. It's just they're probably not going to make that now, if we lose some of these teams. So that's another negative. I guess the only positive that I would probably say is maybe you're going to get the cream of the crop to get, a better, like minor league system, and people might pay a little bit more attention to it. But also what you guys have all mentioned, the business side there, there's an opportunity for somebody to come in to start the XLB.
Yep.
I'll bring it back another week, and we can have, whoever running like the XFL. We're going to have people throwing aluminum bats at people. You can do all the steroids you want. These kids can just jump right in. They could create a persona. It's like the WWF meets, fucking baseball. I think it'd be great, honestly.
I think it would work. I would love to be a part of getting the rules going, because you can make up whatever you want.
Right. Flying elbows when you go into first, like you take the guy out. If he drops the ball, he drops the ball. I think we can do that.
You can tag somebody out by throwing the ball at them.
Yeah.
that would be one.
I think there's a lot of fun things.
Play those rules.
So, hey, that's it. Do we have anything else we need to discuss?
Well, I'm sure we do, but we can do that.
We could go all night. But this is only 3 things or 6 things, however many things I fucked up and did. I want to thank you, TJ, for coming and spending your valuable time away from your beautiful wife and your new McMansion out in Downers Grove and speaking with us and just having fun. We wish you all the luck. We are 108, or the 108 is your side chick is now the Oakland Athletics. For you, we are hoping you get to live your dream and maybe pitch in U.S. Cellular Comiskey Scott Park this year or in the year periods.
That'll be my first inning in Comiskey Park, so I'm hoping that'll be the case.
Well, we hope that it happens, and if it doesn't happen this year, hope it's next year. If you get called out, we wish you all the luck. We're behind you 100%. We will be tweeting things, and hopefully you don't get in trouble for doing this. Thanks for coming in tonight, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks,
Thanks a lot, man. Have a great season.
Cheers, TJ.